For as long as we've looked at the stars, we've wrestled with one specific, unanswered question. What exact mechanism ignited the universe and caused it to exist in the first place? The classical theological model offers one widely held answer. It proposes a transcendent creator, an entity that exists entirely outside the boundaries of space, time, and physical law. Because that creator operates completely outside the realm of physics, it cannot be measured, tested, or falsified by scientific tools. Accepting this model relies on transcendent faith rather than physical data. Then there is the physicalist alternative, the multiverse hypothesis. This model relies on mathematically complex extrapolations of cosmic inflation and string theory to suggest our universe is merely one fluctuation among many. The problem here is that these other universes are causally disconnected from our own. Gathering direct physical data from them is practically impossible, meaning belief in the multiverse requires an enormous amount of theoretical trust. But a third framework, known as the Way of Ontological Existence, or POE, takes a different approach. It argues that the first cause didn't hide outside of physics or in an unreachable parallel dimension. It left measurable physical evidence right here. While theism asks for faith and the multiverse relies on unobservable mathematics, the POE framework restricts the search for our origin strictly to the tangible data within our own observable universe. To find that data, cosmologists look to the cosmic microwave background. This is the relic radiation left over from when the early universe finally cooled enough to transition out of a superheated opaque plasma. Standard cosmological models, such as lambda CDM, predict that this leftover radiation should look like random noise, with uniform temperature fluctuations scattered evenly across the sky on a large scale. This heat map shows temperature fluctuations across the cosmic microwave background, recorded by WMAP and Planck satellites. Instead of random noise, these large-scale fluctuations, the quadrupole and octupole moments, align along a highly specific directional axis, known as the axis of evil. The Way of POE interprets this distinct alignment as direct structural evidence. Under this framework, the axis of evil is an inherent directional geometry baked directly into the fabric of existence. The evidence extends from geometry to energy. The initial flash of the universe cooling left behind a specific electromagnetic signature, black-body radiation peaking precisely at 160.4 GHz. The POE framework takes this 160.4 GHz frequency and treats it as a physical relic. It grounds the event of cosmic inception directly in an observable electromagnetic constant. By anchoring its model to these exact measurements, the Way of POE moves the origin of the universe away from an abstract theoretical concept and turns it into a mathematically specific physical artifact we can actively study. When we zoom out from this microscopic cosmic data to the scale of the entire observable universe, we encounter another concrete piece of observational data, an eerie absolute silence. This is the core tension of Fermi's paradox. We know there is a massive statistical probability for potentially habitable exoplanets, yet that sheer volume of worlds contrasts sharply with an absolute zero value for detected extraterrestrial signals. Standard science generally treats this silence as a biological puzzle. It suggests we are limited by the speed of communication, or that alien life simply hasn't overlapped with our specific timeline. Within the POE framework, this silence functions as a structural baseline. It is a cosmic condition that emphasizes the unique, localized emergence of consciousness within spacetime. In this view, the silence acts as the necessary context for existence, a quiet environment that allows a singular observer to perceive the form of the universe. We have an aligned geometric axis, a specific microwave frequency, and an empty radio sky. But we have to ask if these three physical anomalies definitively identify POE as the first cause. Mainstream physical science currently categorizes these anomalies as systemic instrument errors, or as loose parameters waiting for more refined inflationary models to eventually explain them. The POE interpretation observes the exact same physical realities and reaches a different conclusion. It treats these three data points as profound foundational signatures of creation. If the very shape of the universe and its energy baseline are fixed and measurable, it implies that existence follows its own internal blueprint. These aren't just anomalies. They are the gears of a system that functions through its own inherent laws, without needing an outside operator or a lucky roll of the cosmic dice. This leaves us with a specific choice about how we analyze observable astronomical phenomena. Whether or not we have material proof of the first cause depends on our perspective. We have to decide if these cosmic anomalies are simply random glitches waiting to be patched, or if they are existence itself, actively asserting its foundational form.